In a place where survival was a daily struggle, a proud rose bloomed with unmatched beauty. But beside her stood a humble cactus, often ignored, often mocked. As nature tested them both, it wasn't the outer beauty that made the difference. It was a strength within. This timeless story isn't just for children. It's for anyone who's ever judged or been judged by appearances. No matter your age, this parable will leave you with a powerful lesson about empathy, humility, and the real meaning of strength. Once upon a time, in a dry and lonely desert, a rose bloomed unexpectedly. Her crimson petals glowed with brilliance, and even in the harshness of her surroundings, she remained the most breathtaking flower anyone had ever seen. Travelers who passed by admired her. Birds would pause to gaze, and the wind danced around her like a gentle admirer. The rose, however, was not as beautiful on the inside as she was on the outside. Next to her grew a cactus, tall, spiny, and rough. His green skin was covered in sharp thorns, and he never said a word. Day by day, the rose scoffed at his appearance. "Why must you grow next to me?" the rose would complain. "Your thorns ruin my view. You're so ugly. How do you even survive here?" The cactus never responded. He simply stood still, soaking up the sun, holding the moisture deep inside him. Other desert plants shook their heads at the rose's arrogance, but she was too caught up in her own beauty to notice or care. Seasons passed. Birds flew above, the sky burned blue, and the sun became cruel. One particularly scorching summer arrived, more brutal than any before. The desert air was dry and unforgiving. Days passed without a drop of rain. One by one, desert plants began to droop. The rose, once vibrant and full of pride, began to wither. Her petals lost their color, curling at the edges. Her leaves became brittle. She cried out, "I am dying. Why doesn't anyone help me?" Still, she mocked the cactus in her thoughts, never imagining he could be of any use. Then one morning, as she watched the horizon hoping for clouds, she noticed a small sparrow flutter down. The bird perched on the cactus and began to peck at its thick surface. Moments later, the sparrow flew away, drops of water glistening on its beak. The rose's eyes widened. She had never noticed that birds visited the cactus before. Over the next few days, she watched several birds do the same. Even desert squirrels came by, tapping into the cactus for water. It dawned on her, while she had spent her time showing off her looks, the cactus had been storing water deep inside, preparing for the very drought that was now threatening them all. Shame swept over her like a sandstorm. Gathering her courage, she spoke. "Dear cactus, I'm sorry for how I treated you. I was wrong. Can I please have some water?" The cactus turned to her, his eyes kind, despite all the hurtful things he had endured. "Of course," he replied gently. "We are both part of this desert. We survive by helping one another." With his help, the rose slowly revived. Her petals blushed with life once again, not as flamboyant as before, but now radiant with humility. From that day on, the rose treated every plant, bird, and breeze with respect. She no longer saw the cactus as ugly, but as noble, wise, and kind. The desert had not only tested their strength, but revealed their true character. And so, beauty bloomed not just in the rose's petals, but in her heart. Never judge someone by their appearance. True value lies beneath the surface.